Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. Donde sea que estés en este momento, esto es El Momento, and I'm your host, Eleanor Orri. Today we are going to be talking about something rather interesting. So take a deep breath because this is El Momento. Just an FYI, I'm having technical difficulties with the intro and outro music. Whenever I try to upload it, it causes the audio to become grainy and practically incomprehensible. I am human and I struggle with tech too. But without further ado, let's get back on track. Welcome to this week's episode. Today we are going to be talking about women's clothing sizes. Why? Well, let me take you back to a bit earlier this week. I went to this store, which we will call Store X, and Store X is currently having a blowout sale on jeans. I picked up two jeans from the sale rack and went to their dressing rooms. I picked out a size 8 and a size 10 because the last time I bought a size 7, it shrunk and didn't work. The 10 felt like overkill, but I thought if it's too baggy, then I'll just wear a belt. They were both petite straight leg jeans, so they're both the same make and model from the same company, Store X. I tried the 10 first and was immediately shocked. It was comfortable ish, but it wouldn't go up, although it was labeled as an ultra high rise. Now is a good time to remember that I am 15 and am full of all the insecurities. By now, I was like, okay, the 10 didn't fit, so the 8 definitely won't, right? I went to try on the 8 and they were loose, but not baggy. They were just loose and weirdly low rise. So then I was left with the question, am I the problem? My mom reassured me that I am indeed not the problem and that these jeans are ridiculously low priced for a reason. But this isn't the first time that this has happened. This is all due to vanity sizing. A Time magazine report delves into exactly how this influences the market for women's clothing. Vanity sizing is the phenomenon of ready to wear clothing of the same normal size becoming bigger in physical size over time. The magazine highlights how a size 12 jean from the late 1950s is now considered a size 6. The amount of times I've been close to tears in a fitting room is insane. It is hard enough as a female to find styles that are socially acceptable, but to have them not fit is the worst. Not only is this an issue for consumers, but it is an issue for retailers. Retail stores are losing millions to free returns because every day more and more Americans are shopping online. This grows the overall climate crisis by a ridiculous number because of the carbon emissions this is causing. No one is winning in these situations. The problem is, universal sizing can never happen. Before the Great Depression, women who had money would go get measured and have clothes made for their exact size, and the women who didn't would make them themselves. After the Great Depression, no one had money for food, let alone fabric. By the time the Second World War was over, the industrial industry was booming. Made to measure was out, and off the rack was in. However, these off the rack sizes weren't anything like they are today. There was a study conducted by the New Deal. They studied about 15,000 women's bodies to determine exactly what the base sizes would need to be. The women who participated in the study, however, were all white, and most of them were poor, meaning they were malnourished. They partnered with the government to create arbitrary metrics, like shoe sizes. So, in 1958, these sizes of even numbers ranging from 8 to 42, representing the overall size, were pushed forward. But by the 1980s, this system fell through for the same reason it would now. There is no standard US body type. There are startups like TrueFit that have you take your own measurements and they will help you find clothing that is tailored to your needs, but it still has a long way to go. Not being able to find clothes that fit you is the worst. I speak from the perspective of a teenage girl who has been raised in a society where big butts are nice as long as your waist is non existent. I personally will say that overall, I'm a medium, but not all the time. For example, I was shopping at this place I have multiple baby tees from. These shirts are tighter cut arms and are typically shorter and tighter overall. I'm usually a small when buying these shirts. I went in person to the store to see their new collection and I bought three shirts, two small and one medium just to see. To my dismay, the small didn't fit, awkwardly rolling up whenever I had moved my arms, and the medium wouldn't even go over my head. On top of that, the medium shirt was cut awkwardly so it turns more diagonal as it goes down. The waistline was smaller than the bust, which was just weird. While shopping in person, I kept looking at the extra small shirts and saying to myself, I wish I could fit in these. I think companies underestimate how important that number has become to women. It is easier to say, well, if something doesn't fit, just size up, than to actually do it. I love companies like Aerie who do such a wonderful job at having models of all different sizes and ethnicities to promote their clothing. My measurements aren't going to be the same as a white person's. That's just genetics. But because of that, I shouldn't have to shop at a place for Latinas only. I'm not a fashionista. I'm just a girl who loves wearing pretty clothes. But what I don't love is sitting in a dressing room bawling my eyes out because I feel like nothing fits. Dressing rooms shouldn't be a place women fear or dislike. It should be the place where we find something that makes us feel confident and proud to be in our own skin. Gracias a todos por escuchar this week's episode. Now, as I mentioned last week, we do have a special opportunity for our listeners. If you would like to nominate someone or nominate yourself to be featured on El Momento, fill out the form in the description of this episode. Once again, thank you all for listening. Tune in next Wednesday for our latest episode. I am your host, Eleanor Orrio, and this has been El Momento.